Hello everyone, KingslayerKoshy here.
And MJ406.
And you're probably wondering, what the hell is this? Well, MJ explained this because you know more about this than I do.
Yes, there was a big handheld thing called the Analog Pocket it came up a few years ago, and basically it's a great way to play a lot of your old school like Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games, and other attachments. You can play other handheld games like Sega Game Gear games, Atari Lynx, I think.
For as much value as that has.
Yep. And there are a bunch of people dedicated to basically having emulators put on this thing.
More importantly, can it play Tiger games?
I don't know that. I did not check that yet.
Jokes aside, like anyone wants to play any of those games.
You guys see the title of the video. It's time for us to get to the last of the games. If you're wondering why we're doing it this way, you go to console and look for Super Game Boy. Well, that's the thing. This game happens to have a special color palette because, still classic Game Boy. It's hit run and then hit the ROM. Yep.
You're probably wondering why we're doing it like this.
Because, well, why play it the ugly frickin' grayscale way that Nintendo Switch Online only offers that, or a limited Game Boy Color palette, which is rough, and instead, you also get a neat background. This is nice.
Yeah. The Super Game Boy version, one of the few games that we can think of that actually gets a massive benefit from being on the Super Game Boy.
Yes.
In the year 20XX AD, on Earth, whatever.
World
was at peace, thanks to Mega Man.
After the fourth defeat of Wily, basically. Because it's its own timeline, the whole Rockman World Series.
Wily's fourth attempt.
It's basically that.
At world domination has failed. And his name, once again, faded from the minds of the citizens of the world.
Yes.
You think they remember a man who keeps consistently trying to destroy the world. A few months later...
Yes, all the plots of these games have happened like months after months. But now, well, after Wily has failed 4 times, looks like a new Wily scheme has come for us. He's coming back from space, and we killed him last time, and now he's here to fight Mega Man once again. Wait, who the fuck is that? Wily?
So you are the famous Mega Man.
Who the hell are you?
I am Terra, and you will soon be my slave.
Jeez, Wily!
Wait, Terra, no! You call me a lingering will.
Dang, Wily Rice went straight robot caveman. Fucking. How does it be killing like I have before? Who the fuck is Willy? Ah!
That's cute.
Yup.
And with that, Mega Man died. The end. What? A Mega Buster has no effect on him.
Yep. Yeah, you thought you were going to be fighting Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6 Robot Masters. Nope, not this time.
A few hours later, the world was attacked by warrior robots from space.
Yes. From the depths of space. Yeah. They are frickin'... Barely everything just wants us to die.
Where am I?
You're dead, Mega Man. It's all your fault. You fucked up everything.
Mega Man, I thought something like this might happen, so I enhanced your arm.
God
damn. That's why I equipped him with the new Mega Arm.
Of course.
The most powerful weapon ever devised. Mega Man, I thought something like this might happen someday, so I created a new Mega Arm for you.
I should have seen
Why
this
have
coming.
the Star Droids come here?
Yes, why have they come? I bet Wily's up to something, I bet. Well, they came from space. How the hell would he have found them out there? As far as we know, he's not even here. But yes, Mega Arm!
And with that, welcome to Mega Man 5, or V, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes. Time for Mega Man 5.
Yep. Mega Man. Our world is once again in chaos.
Of course it is.
The alien robots call themselves Star Droids and have conquered most our major cities. They are constructed of alien material which render our weapons useless.
Of course.
Except for the I've done some analysis and constructed a new weapon for you. Instead of punching them with raw energy, you punch them in the face with raw metal. Clearly it's better.
Definitely.
You replace your Super Mega Buster.
About goddamn time. Finally. Yes, now you can punch things.
It's called the Mega Arm.
I call this in
and it allows you to charge energy in your fist before you fire it. So they absorb energy, but they can absorb a giant block of metal, punching them in the face like front trauma.
I never thought it was this simple! Oh my god.
Unforced trauma. Yeah.
By the way, Rush is out of date.
Oh, I also created a new assistant for you, which will clearly be remembered in games to come.
Yes.
His name is Tango. Delta Foxtrot. What?
God damn it.
I'll enhance this item and replicate it to make more powerful items for you. Collect P-chips as possible.
Yep, they brought this back from 4.
Return to my lab to exchange it for power-ups and items. Good luck, Mega Man.
Yep.
Now.
So yeah, Rush got replaced with Tango. Now, time to make a better board robot. So the odd pair of the last one. But, well, instead of having Robot Masters of 5 and 6, we have new Robot Masters this time, the Star Droids.
Yep, this one is Mars, I believe.
Yes.
It's, right now we're fighting Mercury, Venus, Mars, and I think Jupiter? No.
I want to say it's Neptune.
I think it's Neptune, yeah.
Yes. Which I think the first easy one to go after is Mercury. I think it's
believe is
the
this
easiest one. Yes.
One, yeah.
But yep, this is one of the few Game Boy games that have a fully unique color palette that the Super Game Boy took advantage of, so...
Also, I wanted to bring up a lot, since this is the perfect game to talk about this, I wanted to talk about the Star Droids, since this isn't actually my first exposure to the Star Droids.
Yes.
For anyone who's familiar with the Mega Man comics, there's the Mega Man Gigamix. And that one... So there's the Mega Mix, which shows off the usual Mega Man robots from the earlier games, and they're sort of pre-established, like how they were established. And, you know, Wily's the bad guy and kind of just being a prick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the Gigamix, which the first Gigamix actually shows a little bit more of humanity in Wily, which you don't normally see in any of the games. But the second one is where things get interesting, because the second one is actually the one where they bring back the Star Droids again.
Yes.
And the fun thing about the Star Droids in the second novel is that the first thing that shows up is actually a giant justice robot, essentially, and the first thing that he shows up to do is kill Wily. Like, the first protocol that the space robot does is basically kill Wily.
Yeah. It's weird not having Wily be the enemy for once, though.
Yep.
The Star Droids are their own unique entity.
Yep.
It's nice to have a game. The last Game Boy Mega Man, fittingly, has a completely unique scenario with unique stages and everything.
Yep.
Feels like a true Mega Man successor from the NES era. And it's still difficult, of course.
Yep.
And since, well, your NES knowledge probably won't help you much with this, because...
Yeah, this game is wild.
It's a completely different beast. I think it's probably the second most difficult of the Game Boy games.
Yep.
Only behind 3, because 3 is just rough. This one's just naturally hard. And the fact that previous knowledge of the NES won't really help you here.
Yep, because this is a completely new game, and there's really...
Probably the best Mega Man game that me and Koshy Engineering themselves made.
Yep.
Then again, it's between this, Mega Man 4, and debatably Wily Wars.
Yeah.
We still have that to go through, too!
And eventually, a lot of the people that work work to make these games would eventually...
X3, and then most likely went to form Inti Creates.
Yep.
Sounds of it, yep. Makes a lot of sense when I think about it. Because yeah, it was like, in the timelines, like months after X3 came out, that's when Inti Creates, they like formed officially in 96.
Like I said, like this is the beginning stages, and these stages are rough.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember Mercury stage being kind of
Mercury
hard.
stage is rough from what I remember. Also, if I also remember, we gotta also start hunting around because
That's
not
the
only
second
are
half.
oh, that's the second half.
Second half's where we have to find those things. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was trying to remember if it was this game or the last game. I think this game.
This game has to hunt.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's all optional.
I believe it's all optional.
Yes, I think they all just get you what the optional ones got you in 4.
Yeah.
And I believe those don't come up till the second half. Because I remember one of the only annoying things level design I have in this game. I know in the second half there are 2 stages that get you 2 different weapons. You need each other's weapons to get the item for that in the other's stage. I believe it's Pluto and Uranus. You need each of their weapons to get into the opposite's room where the item is. So you have to do one of their stages twice if you want to get all those.
Yep.
It's a bit of a dick move this game has. You know, this game basically picks up on a lot of the design philosophy they learned from 4. So, it plays very similarly to 4. You know,
so if you like 4,
yeah,
you'll definitely like this game.
Yeah. Like I said with Game Boy ones, though, pretty much it's between 4 and 5 being the best 2 of the Game Boy line.
Yeah.
That's where 5 does have a unique storyline. Just, I guess some people think the level design might be slightly better than 4. Although, it's tight for them both.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Still, for the unique storyline, I gotta say the last level of this game is freaking intense.
Yeah. Like, what this game offers in terms of the fact that of its unique storyline and what it brings to the table.
Yeah, we unique, like, standard enemies, too. Stuff you don't see in any other Mega Man games either. The thing is, the most unique Minakuchi engineering got to be in the Mega Man games.
Yeah. And eventually they would carry that sort of unique edge to them towards the Zero games, and it honestly, when you look at it from this perspective, it really does show.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess X3, they kind of probably worked with Capcom on that one.
Yeah.
Where the Game Boy ones were mostly just them, and then Zero Series, well...
That's all of them.
They had like a small bit of help with Capcom from...
Well, then again, I
Zero
mean,
Series.
technically they had to improvise because, you know, it was supposed to be after X5, but guess what happened?
X6 happened, yep.
Although, honestly, I personally am glad that it didn't go the way the story went the way it did. Because it did lead to one of my personal favorite villains in a lot of gaming in my mind, just mostly because in Dr. Wild, because I don't really remember many, like, just raw dog evil villains that just, it's like the president is just evil for the sake of it, and they're just ruthless. But I'll save that discussion before we get to the Zero games.
Before that, we gotta get through probably X7, X8.
Yep.
Well, in theory, we really wanted to do X6, but
yeah,
I feel it's proper. But before that, we gotta get through every other Mega Man game. So we gotta get through the Legends games, we gotta get through all the Battle Network games. Oh god!
Well, actually, here's the thing: we don't have to do Legends because Legends is the last series.
I mean, yeah.
So in theory, Legends.
I was joking, but
so
I'm just saying, avoid the last X games as long as possible.
Yeah.
Oh god. They definitely did come out before X7.
Yeah, they did.
I guess you don't really need a lot of knowledge from the earlier Mega Man games of Legends, don't you? Oh!
That is freaking that's a hitbox. That's some garbage.
Yeah, you happen to walk into it and it hurt you. Oh, we gotta go through the Crusher room again. I do remember this stage being one of the tougher ones. It just has the easiest of the Star Droids.
You say easiest, but then you have to remember if I am coming with a lot of health, whether it's easy or not.
Yeah, well, none of them are Toad Man, so you know.
Yeah.
I think this might be the only one I consider, like, easy, though. Once you memorize the pattern, it's not bad. Well, I don't think there's any of them that are, like, really bad, though, to be fair. There might be, like, 1 or 2 that are particularly hard.
I remember, I think one of them is kind of annoying.
I think Mars might be one of them that's difficult.
It was either Mars or Pluto. One of them.
Pluto's faster, I remember.
Yeah.
I was like, he feels like a boss you fight Mega Man X. You'll understand when we get to him. Oh, yes, because we have Star Droids. Yep, no Mega Man 5 or 6 boss. That means you have completely unique freaking weapons for Mega Man in this game, too.
Yep.
Yep, once we get to the weapons, you get something new. Oh, that's not dangerous at all. Oh, I can't wait till we upgrade the Mega Arm. Yes! That's the other thing with this game. They got rid of the charge shot instead and gave you the Mega Arm, which is basically a ranged punch. You can upgrade so it basically becomes better. I guess their, like, weird interpretation of the, I don't know what to say. It's a little different from the power adapter from 6.
Yeah.
It's certainly different, but it's similar. But this one lets you do even more. Especially once you get the upgrades, it gets a lot better. And like I said with Mega Man 4, this game is a pity mechanical, they'll upgrade it. I think with this game, I think it's... If you lose up 3 continues in a single stage, I think they just upgrade the range. I think if you die another 3 times after that, or lose all your lives 3 times after that, I think they upgrade the power of the charge shot. And I think it was the only 2 upgrades you get for it. But yeah, the only thing it stinks about is that it has a limited range. So, you know, you have to go a little more up close and personal and rely on your plain Buster. In a way, it kind of balances out the power nature of the charge shot.
Yeah. You can't really go all the way on like a regular Buster shot would.
Yeah. It balances it in a way so you can't just like obliterate a lot of enemies from afar.
Or you play keep away with high power.
Yep. I play Mega Man 5. Its charge shot was too good. That's why they had to weaken it. It's weird. It's a thing they've never done in another Mega Man game after this. The closest thing we got was what's in 04.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing about 04 is that that's probably not worth it.
We'll probably get enough E-tanks later on. Because just like the others, you can still only carry up to 4 E-tanks. Oh! And yep.
To be fair, this is what I get for not doing a practice playthrough, so expect a lot of failure.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I hope the controller I use doesn't bother you. Apparently it's the best thing to use this analog pocket when you're using it with a dock.
The controller itself is fine, it's just...
Yeah, you're just... Well...
Expect a lot of failure because...
This is the second hardest one.
And this is arguably one of the harder stages, I feel.
Yeah. Which I did learn something recently when I was looking up stuff in these games. You know, apparently they were thinking of... Apparently, back in the day, they were thinking of doing a remaster collection of all the Game Boy games for Game Boy Advance.
Huh.
Apparently 2003 was an idea they had. They canceled it, however, in 2004.
Of course they would.
I'm saying that would have been a great way to bring these games over, because most modern audiences, I'm sure, don't know of any of these Game Boy ones at all. That's why I've always been of the firm belief that if any of them, at least this one, should be like remade or remastered for, you know, modern platforms, just to let fans truly appreciate the one unique entry of this whole Game Boy series.
There is another thing I also want to bring up to in the conversation about this game. I told you about this before at the end of Mega Man 4, but there's apparently a fan project going on with this game being remade with the graphical style of Mega Man 7. So that's something to look forward to in the future.
If only Capcom would pull Sega and maybe officially license it for themselves and let the creators get their, you know, news for it.
Well, Capcom's too busy focusing on RE and Monster Hunter to really care about anything else right now.
That's true. That's true. They don't give a shit about Mega Man. We had a bunch of collections and that's been it.
And the last time Mega Man of any value was made was Mega Man 11, and when was that?
There was that online Mega Man, there was that mobile Mega Man X Dive game, or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, Mega Man X Dive, or whatever.
I think that was also on PC as well.
It's out on PC as well, so... Really, it's... The problem with...
It's a gacha, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
it's a gacha, so...
I heard the gameplay's alright, but you know, like other gacha things, it feels predatory, so you know.
And the thing is, in the remaster, because there's no longer the gacha element, so it just ends up becoming more of a grind. Well, actually, no. What ended up happening was the original game was a grind that had a lot more of the gacha elements, but the re-release actually got rid of most of the gacha elements, but the problem with that was it sort of kind of exposed how shallow the main gameplay loop was. Because,
I mean, that is mobile gaming for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard at least the gameplay itself was actually okay, but, you know, it's just because of the nature of the game as a whole.
It's the nature of the style of game that it is. And the problem is, it's that immediate instant gratification sort of deal.
Very few mobile games get it down. That's why one of the few developers that people actually like for is Muhuyo. Or Huyo, whatever.
The Huyo.
You know, yeah. Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Demon's Zone Zero now. Those are like the only ones where they also cross-release on PC.
Hey, now, what was it again? Was it Hero?
Yep. But yeah, very few mobile developers have been able to make good mobile games without, you know, the predatory nature.
Like I said, like most people don't really find much value in the mobile market because they've always kind of been predatory at their core.
Yep. Alright, there we go, we made it. We were only 2 rooms away.
I mean, to be fair, I had 0 lives, so if they didn't kill me, he would have.
Yep. So there we go, Mercury Man, our first of these star droids. Yeah, first power, he hops over you. And second one, he'll run through, drop those, and then those will follow him as well. Phaser beats those. By the way, yes, he can steal your items if he hits you with his beam. Fun! His beam has the ability to steal your items. Big dick move, frickin' Mercury. But yeah, because of this pattern, he is the simplest. It's just, making sure you get the pattern down. And he has to force him on your slide. Unfortunately, you cannot hurt him in his gelatinous Mercury form, if you will.
Yeah, the mercury that pours out of his body.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is. There we go! Finally! We beat our first one! And yes, most of these weapons are actually pretty unique to the series. I mean, you can still find your, copies similar to those from the, other Mega Man games, but, that's what I think is pretty unique to my knowledge. How do you like the ability to steal energy from your enemies? Merc the Grab Buster. It's crazy having a projectile that can steal things.
Alright,
I guess the closest thing you get after that is freaking Bombi.